My name is Jayme Lee.
Okay, and what is your illness?
So I have plenty, but the two that we'll be focusing on for me today are EDS and POTS, and the long name is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
And what do those things mean?
So POTS is a little bit more simple. POTS is a disease that affects your blood flow. So a normal, healthy person, when you stand up from a seated position, your blood flows up from your extremities to your heart. You're good. Don't get dizzy. In my body, when I stand up, my blood pools in my arms and legs, and it can't get to my heart. So my heart will pump really, really fast in an attempt to get the blood moving, but nothing really happens. And so people who have POTS, your heart rate can jump like 40 points just from standing, and it results in a lot of dizziness and a lot of lightheaded and like kind of short of breath, and for plenty of people, a lot of passing out.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not super fun, but
Wow.
it's more treatable than EDS. So EDS is super complex. There's several different types of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and the one I have is the hypermobile type, which affects mainly my joints, my GI system, and my skin. So for my skin, it's extra stretchy and soft, which sounds fun, but with that comes, it's also very easily bruised, and and easily cut too. I can cut open my skin just from like my nail hitting it wrong. So that's not great for injuries, and when we do get injured, we heal really slow. So surgeries, which are actually really common and necessary for people who have POTS or EDS, are a little risky because we heal really, really slow and are very prone to infection.
Wow.
And with the joints thing, that's the main thing that affects, I think, for my EDS. A constant risk for subluxation and dislocations, and just from like standing up, or even just moving in bed. And it doesn't have to be like an injury. I can just like look left and like my shoulder can go out. So yeah, and with that comes a lot of pain, and it's like, fun for like party tricks because my joints can do weird things, but like there's just a lot of pain associated with EDS. And with the GI stuff, pretty much the moment food enters my system, nothing works the whole way down. So I've been lucky enough I don't currently have like a G-tube or anything like that, or an ostomy bag, but that's probably in my future because there's just a lot of like motility issues with
And that's related to Ehlers-Danlos, the GI?
It is, because all of the muscles that hold your GI system in place, ours are like jello. So nothing is held where it's supposed to be, and so it doesn't work properly. So a lot of people who have EDS will have to wear like bands just to like literally keep your organs where they're supposed to be, because we're just kind of, everything is loose. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
So, how did people see you before the illness as opposed to now?
I've actually asked people this question recently. So my friends who knew me a long time ago, back when I was like an athlete, I asked them like if you could name me in 3 words, and the common denominators were active, carefree, and funny. And it was all kind of like superficial stuff. And now, it was a couple months ago, I asked people, okay, give me 3 words now. And it was compassionate, strong, and resilient. So as far as I'm concerned, like my diseases have leveled me up as a human, because that I would much prefer those words over something like, active. I've lost a lot of my activity, but when you're this sick and you have to fight like every day for your health, you just gain a stupid level of strength that you didn't think was even possible before. So
Yeah.
there are some silver linings to being real.
Still funny though, right?
I try.
What are you hoping to take away from the experience of this shoot?
Being part of something so big, I think that we have the potential to really reach a lot of people with this, because there's so many people who are just, chronic illnesses that are invisible, or just that, like they're invisible, nobody knows they're there. Even people like Janelle, who has a bag, still gets discriminated against for stuff. They have people accusing her of not actually being sick, and for me, I think that in being sick, I've tried to really make a difference and connect to as many people as possible. So that was my whole goal of being here, was just to like advocate and get the words out there, because so many people don't have this experience, I feel super blessed to be a part of this. I mean, the girls are great. So and also just to kind of connect more with my body, because I think that a lot of times when someone says like, oh, what hurts? Like, I'm like, everything, I don't know. And it's like the most annoying question sometimes is, how are you feeling? Because it's hard to pinpoint, but like, I can literally look at my body right now and like be like, wow, yeah, like there's different types, and I don't know, it's giving me a different relationship with my body that I wasn't really expecting. So
Yeah.
right.
We can't see all of you right now, but could you tell us what the
Yeah. So the orange is like a pins and needles. The blue is ache, and
Can you hold them up?
but later you'll see I'm very blue, like everywhere. There's a lot of aching going on. The gold is kind of numbness, and that is something that comes from the POTS because my circulation is so messed up and my blood just tries so hard to get everywhere, but it just never quite does. And so usually my hands and my feet, I can't really feel them. And they turn all purple and people like freak out, and I'm like, oh, it's fine, it's just me. And later you'll see, they're not quite done yet, but there's gonna be a lot of red here because I have a lot of burning pain from my GI stuff. But yeah, you'll
And
see
this is
more
all
pain
pain
later.
you felt today, or just?
Oh yeah, it's every day.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really good at like having a smile on our face and seemingly being fine, but there's a lot going on under the surface that people just don't know about.
What about for others? What are you hoping others see from this?
I am hoping to educate. Not even doctors know about POTS and EDS, so it's very frustrating to try to get answers from people that are supposedly professionals, and I've gotten like, oh, that's that one disease I learned about like 20 years ago, and then they call in like, Karen, come here, like, come look, we finally found one. Like, they know nothing about us, and it's unfortunate. And so if not even doctors know about us, you best believe that the general population has no idea what EDS and POTS even are, and I didn't until I got diagnosed. So my goal in this was just to spread as much awareness as possible, because so many people, and myself, I was one of them, just suffer every day without having any clue as to what is going on. And it took someone else with EDS saying, hey, like, I posted this on Instagram, and one of my friends goes, I'm pretty sure you have EDS, and it's little stuff like that, like reading this article that we're going to be coming out with, or like the documentary, and being like, hey, I kind of connect with some of what they're talking about. Like, we very easily could help people get diagnosed through doing this, and that is like 100% of my goal of being here, is just to continue to spread all that awareness, so for EDS, the typical time that people spend to get diagnosed is like years to decades. Like, there are people who spend like 20 years of their life in pain every day because they're not getting treated, just with this giant question mark. So we're hoping to kind of like close that gap and just spread as much information as we possibly can.
What do you think your reaction to the reveal will be?
All the feels, probably. This is like a super emotional, awesome experience, and I've intentionally been trying to like dodge mirrors because I haven't fully looked at myself yet. And I think all of us, like, the moment we actually look at it, because like none of us, we all live in that whole like everything hurts, I don't know, like state. And so I think actually looking in the mirror and seeing that, like, how strong we are, because sometimes we forget, it's the norm for us to just be in pain and deal with it, and we forget that like we're really strong individuals who endure a lot and with smiles on our faces. So I think the moment like every single one of us looks in the mirror, we're gonna be attempting to not cry off like the makeup that's on our faces. So
it sounds like you're saying that it's even invisible to yourselves.
Yeah, which sounds crazy, but it's your body, for better or worse, kind of, I can't really say gets used to it, but you build up a tolerance to stuff, and it just becomes your norm. It's just the way you survive. It's the only way you can get through it, is to not wake up every morning and say, oh, because there's no cure for EDS or POTS or most of the things that any of these girls have. So we just have to find a way to deal with it, and we figure out our life around it, and that's just what it is. And so we forget. It isn't until someone like will complain like, oh, my stomach hurts, like, and then they look at you and they go, oh my God, you have this every day, don't you? And we're like, yeah, we are now. We just can't see it. And so, yeah, I think this will be like the first time for a lot of us that we've actually really seen the